City of Ghor, Mystery of the Lost Ancient City, and the Sasanian Empire. The discovery of a secret link to the ancient Sasanian Empire by some archaeologists in the lost city of Ghor could damage their historical perspective. City of Ghor delves into the field of archaeology and ancient history, following specialists as they unravel the mystery of a long-forgotten city and its connections to the Sasanian Empire while avoiding danger and making surprise discoveries. Background. The phrase Empire of Iranians was used to refer to the empire in official documents, and it was first used by Shapur I in his Great Inscription, where he declares, "I am the head of the Empire of the Iranians." In historical and scholarly writings, the empire is more often referred to as the Sasanian Empire, since the governing dynasty was named after Sasan. Since the Achaemenid Empire was the first Iranian empire formed from Persis, historians have frequently compared the Sasanian Empire to the Neo-Persian Empire. City of Ghor. The Sassanid Empire's first capital was the elongated fortified city of Ghor. It's located in the Fars province, 110 kilometers south of Shiraz. Most accounts credit the founding of the city to Ardashir I Babakan, the first Sassanid ruler. He settled there and made the city his capital. Ghor was built during the Achaemenid period. Since it was located in the low-lying portion of the country, Alexander the Great was able to drown it during his conquest of Persia by diverting the flow of a river into the city. Until Ardashir I constructed the passageway to drain it, the lake he made remained. On this spot, he built his new capital. The names of Ardashir's new city were Khor Ardashir, Ardashir Kara, and Ghor. The Persian historian Ibn Balkhi said that this circular layout was devised using a compass, since it was so precisely measured. It was surrounded by a trench that was 2 kilometers in circumference and 50 meters wide. The city had 4 gates: the Harmazid Gate on the north, and the Ardashir Gate in the south, the Mithra Gate in the east, and the Wahram Gate in the west. The compounds for the royal capital were built in the middle of a circle with a radius of 450 meters. A tall platform or tower, known as turbal, stood in the middle of the town. It had a spiral shape and was 30 meters high. There are numerous hypotheses about the construction's function, and the design is distinctive to Iran. It is believed that it predates the Great Mosque of Samarra in Iraq and its characteristic Melvia minaret in terms of architecture. During the Sasanian era, the mint signature for Ghor was the abbreviation ART in inscription Pahlavi. In the 630s and 640s, Ghor and Istakhr fiercely opposed the Arab Muslim invaders. Abdallah ibn Amr eventually overcame them in 649 to 650. The prominence of the city was once again resurrected under the rule of Fana Khusra of the Buyid dynasty, who regularly made the city his home. At this point, the city's previous name, Ghor, was replaced with the present one. The term Ghor had come to imply grave in the new Persian that was being spoken at the time. According to legend, King Adud al-Dawla thought it was disgusting to live in a grave. He ordered that the name of the city be changed to the Firozabad, or City of Victory. Since then, several spellings of that name, such as Firuzabad, have been used to refer to the city. Finding the Sasanian Empire's link with Lost City. Archaeologists are uncovering important information about the ancient Sasanian Empire as they continue to excavate the lost city of Ghor. During the empire's rule, the city was a significant commerce hub and an integral part of the regional political and economic system. The Sasanian Empire's imprint may be seen on the artifacts that have been found, including jewelry, ceramics, and coinage, which suggests extensive contact between the city and the empire. In-depth analysis of these artifacts provide light on the trade practices and manufacturing processes in use at the time. Additionally, the inscriptions on the artifacts provide important details about the city's history. They show that the city had a close relationship with the Sasanian Empire and played a vital role in the political and economic structure of the empire. It is said that the city served as a vital connection between several areas, promoting trade and business. Additionally, the archaeologists found signs of a Sasanian-era war. The remnants of the city's defenses and armaments indicate that it was a scene of a greater political conflict involving many factions inside the empire. Sasanian Empire. Before the Arab conquest of Iran, the last imperial administration existed under the Sasanian or Sasanid Empire, 224 to 651 CE. The Sasanian dynasty related to the Sassanid line and governed Iran from 224 to 651 AD. Ardashir Babakan, also known as Ardashir I, established this dynasty and was successful in doing so by overthrowing Artabanus IV of Parthia. After the Achaemenids, the Sassanid administration was successful in reunifying the nation and building a strong empire. Together with the Byzantine Empire, the Sassanid administration, which controlled a large portion of West Asia, held the title of global superpower for about 400 years. The Sasanian Empire was the last in a line of Persian dynasties that had long been seen as the Greek and Roman civilization's adversaries. Additionally, it was the last one before the advent of Islam altered the whole of Persian or Iranian civilization. The Sasanian Empire had its foot in this new medieval world in many respects, but its self-perception was family-rooted in ancient Iran, and it saw itself as a rightful successor to the mighty Achaemenid Persian Empire that Alexander the Mighty had wiped out hundreds of years before. Sasanian Iran also shared certain characteristics with Hindu India, more so than later Muslim Iran. There were castes of people, with an Iranian military elite of purported Aryan ancestry controlling those of lower birth. Iran Shahir, the homeland of the Iranian people, and the Zoroastrian faith, came to be known as the dominion of the Shahanshah, or Sasanian King of Kings. This ethnically oriented mindset was deeply ingrained and would, to some degree, even outlast the egalitarian spirit of Islam, despite the fact that there were many Iranians beyond the Sasanian Empire and many non-Iranians inside. The Sasanian Iranians were constrained by an antiquated worldview, much like their Roman adversaries. The Iranians believed that their king was the divinely appointed lord of all monarchs, in contrast to the Romans, who thought they were the natural masters of civilization. Sasanid Emperor. The emperor, Shahanshah, a person of enormous authority and respect, presided over the Sasanian Empire. The preceding Parthian dynasty had embraced a Hellenistic Greek's deity of kingship, which pushed Alexander the Great's successors out of Iran. As a result, the monarch was positioned between heaven and earth as a mediator between his followers and the powerful deity Ahura Mazda. In the ancient Iranian religions, the monarch was surrounded by his family, who was united by kinship and awe for their ancestors. Despite the fact that no Sasanian writings on governance have survived, the Book of the Crown from the 9th century is based on a Sasanian prototype. It makes relatively little allowance for ideas of fairness, charity, and compassion, instead emphasizing the splendor of a divinely appointed monarch and the complacency of his followers. Such intangible concepts have to wait for a subsequent batch of Muslim, Persian, and Arabic mirrors for princes. Fall of Sassanid Empire. One of the most notable and significant periods in Iran's history is the Sassanid period. The fourth Great Iranian dynasty, which was comparable to its predecessors in grandeur and strength, ascended to power during this time. Due to the Arab invasion, this dynasty ended in 651 AD under the reign of Yazdegerd III. Even though this empire lost the battle, there were numerous factors that contributed to its demise. We shall look at these factors in the section that follows. The root of the war that erupted during the Sasanian era was also made public. The city's many factions were engaged in a conflict for control of the assets and trade routes that passed through it. In the end, the war brought the city's demise and subsequent desolation. Despite the rapid and surprising nature of the Sasanian Empire's demise, Iran's Sasanian history remains significant, though not always advantageous. Early in the 7th century, a battle of epic proportions against the Romano-Byzantines ended in defeat. The end of antiquity, as seen from a Mediterranean viewpoint, was indeed characterized by this fight. It opened the door for the Muslim Arabs to launch their first successful conquest from the West since Alexander the Great's time in Iran. Perhaps ironically, this defeat of the Sasanians ushered in what has been called the Golden Age of Persia. Additionally, it would be the first time in history that Eastern and Western Iran were genuinely unified. Even in the 12th century, parts of Sasanian civilization continued to exist in Samarkand, south of Lake Baklash. A great deal was owing to its Sasanian forebearer by the dazzling civilization of classical Islam, the world of the caliphs, as it is still remembered in the fabled 1001 Nights. This was especially true when it came to military concerns. A lost translation of a Persian text produced by Ardashir in the 3rd century AD is said to have been the earliest Arabic treatise on tactics and army organization. The city was finally abandoned during the Kahar era, and a neighboring village that is currently 3 kilometers to the east of the site of Gor and known as Firuzabad was occupied. The Sasanid Geler Dakhtar, the palace of the Ardashir, the fire temple, and its neighboring minar are some of the wonders of the Firuzabad today. 7,000 Circassians resided in Firuzabad, according to a 1939 article by anthropologist Henry Field. New information about the intricate history of the area and its ties to the Sasanian Empire have come to light as a result of the digging of the lost city of Ghor. The information revealed by the site's findings illuminates a tale of struggle, power, and money that has the possibility to revolutionize how we see the ancient world.